Video footage from a birthday bash Sean Diddy Combs threw for his friend Meek Mill in April of 2014 has surfaced in the midst of the disgraced rapper's trafficking arrest. According to Daily Mail, the party was held at a Parisian palace in Las Vegas that Diddy rented for a whopping $25,000 for 24 hours.
I was talking to Spanish, she talking good, and that see, I was grody, I pulled up to her stream, I was in that 19.
We just got new footage of Diddy's party that he threw for Meek Mill's birthday, and Meek Mill saw this and blew up on Twitter.
Yo, Saw, what's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this real life.
Real life.
Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life, don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
That Meek, yeah, Meek.
Social media has erupted in confusion and disbelief after a shocking revelation surfaced. Fans are grappling with the unexpected details, unsure of what to make of the situation. The sheer magnitude of the claim is overwhelming, leaving many to question the validity of the information. As more pieces of the puzzle come together, the uncertainty surrounding the truth continues to grow, leaving everyone desperate for clarity.
Video footage from a birthday bash Sean Diddy Combs threw for his friend Meek Mill in April of 2014 has surfaced in the midst of the disgraced rapper's trafficking arrest. According to Daily Mail, the party was held at a Parisian palace in Las Vegas that Diddy rented for a whopping $25,000 for 24 hours, which, according to the property manager Jason Haidt, was left in a disgusting mess after the wild get-together. He told the publication, quote, "There were broken bottles of alcohol, used condoms, blood on the beddings, powder, razor blades by the hundreds, lubricant on the dressers, and marble floors." Jason claims he also, quote, "found panties, bras, and even 2 iPhones in the bushes behind the bowling alley." Diddy's personal assistant relayed specific requests for the party, including bringing their own smoke detectors and that all interior bedroom door locks were to be ordered new and left unopened for their arrival. The property manager was given a rough estimate of 850 guests for the mansion party. However, 900 guests showed up. Jason claimed most of the guests participated in, quote, drug-fueled festivities and described Diddy as being wasted. He said the party ended around 3 a.m. and claimed there was rampant cocaine use all over the $7.5 million property.
Yeah, I'm really the ghetto doing that metal. I'm with Diddy on another level. Bitch, man, get your show. I'm a guy. Give me yeah. I'm on the mic after my thing. What's the move? What's the move? It's your birthday. Oh, yeah. I'm in the with Diddy. He must have moves. Yeah. I'm in my smoke, don't move.
Joining me now is broadcaster and journalist Diddy Dunleavy. Diddy, let's start with video footage of the birthday party of Sean Diddy Combs, one that he organised for Meek Mill back in 2014. This video has resurfaced with the property manager of the location, the Parisian Palace in Las Vegas, claiming that there were broken bottles of alcohol, used condoms, blood on the bedding, powder, razor blades by the hundreds, lubricant on the dressers and marble floors, panties, bras, and even 2 iPhones in the bushes behind the bowling alley. Goodness me, sounds like quite the party. Do you think we're going to see footage of these parties, particularly the freak-out parties where all the grotesque goings-on were happening? And given the fact that we are hearing he taped everything. He had video cameras with him at all times.
Well, that's where I've got a question mark as to whether he filmed this or whether the property manager has bobbed up after. This is 10 years ago, this party. There's something concerning me a bit about this, and we get it by now. We've heard that Diddy has wild parties, but he's in jail. He's awaiting trial in May next year on some pretty serious charges, sex trafficking, etc.
Could be in jail for the rest of his life if convicted.
Exactly. So while this is a salacious story, I'm concerned that the more of this sort of story that bobs up, it's playing into the hands of the defence. They're going to, at some point, be able to argue that he's not going to get a fair trial. But where will they get a jury of people who haven't heard all of these claims? And I'm also just vaguely sceptical about this property manager who says that he found cocaine all over the house, but he thought it was icing sugar.
Well, of course, when you see a wild party attended by rock stars, you assume icing sugar.
Of course. And then he went around and collected it all and said he got about half a gram altogether. So his credibility's not high.
Well, how do you feel about your name being besmirched? Because now we say Diddy, you know, it's
I know.
It's like my son and Hunter. When Hunter Biden's antics became world famous, Hunter PANICS had a moment to deal with that because it was the coolest name for many years, and now it's associated with Hunter Biden.
Yep, I'll go DEE instead of he is Diddy. Yep.
Now, there's a lot of celebrities who are nervous, not just about Sean Diddy Combs's parties and lists being released, but also the high-profile individuals, including a few billionaires who are on the Jeffrey Epstein list.
Well, it seems like yesterday they were out poolside with a video. It was Diddy and Meek Mill, and people were laughing and saying, "Hey, yo, pause," because he called Meek Mill daddy.
You deserve it, daddy.
I didn't see nothing wrong with that.
So Puff Daddy calling somebody daddy is surprising to people?
If that was my significant other and another man calling him daddy, I'm gonna be like, why?
Well, Diddy said way more plausible stuff than that. I guess because he's Diddy.
Plausible, yeah.
I've heard that on a scale of 1 to, do you like to party? That's about a 2. on the Diddy scale, that's about a 2.
But this just sent straight from Philly. Philly MC said they want that smoke, so we're gonna see what y'all got. Meek Mill, you ain't got nothing but air and opportunity to show them how it's done. But Cosmic Kev, he hit me up and told me that Philly.
Meek Mill's exposure has thrown Diddy's name into the spotlight, creating waves of controversy. Many fans are now questioning the legitimacy of Diddy's public image, wondering if there's more beneath the surface than meets the eye. Some are convinced that Meek Mill's accusations hold weight, while others are skeptical, waiting for more concrete proof. The debate continues, intensifying as the narrative unfolds.
I'm going to start this video by showing you how good of buddies Meek Mill and Diddy are. This is the weirdest video I ever seen, but take a look at it and we'll dive into the article.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
So we're going to watch this video together. This is footage of the Diddy party, and I believe this is the trailer, so there's not going to be anything weird. But I think the article we're going to read after is going to explain all the weird stuff that they saw and what went down. So let's watch the video, and then we'll get into the article that explains all the details of it. As expected, didn't really see much, but let's read the article. I think it explains what happens when the cameras go away. So, Daily Mail titled this article, "New Diddy Party Footage Shows Debauchery at a Birthday Bash He Threw for Meek Mill at $7.5 million Las Vegas mansion." So, Sean Diddy Combs spared no expense to throw his friend rapper Meek Mill a blowout 27th birthday party. Daily Mail has the exclusive video of the celebration and what was left behind: white powder, half-empty bottle of liquor, used condoms, blood-stained bedding. And that was just evidence of how debauched the event was. The bedrooms the following day were disgusting. Property manager Jason Haidt told the Daily Mail there were broken bottles of alcohol, used condoms, blood on the beddings, powder, razor blades by the hundreds, lubricant on the dressers and marble floors. I found panties, bras, and even 2 iPhones in the bushes behind the bowling alley. Exotic dancers in masks, women in tiny bras, and the main event, and woman served up as a sushi platter. The day-long party held on May in 2014 cost Diddy, who is now 55, a whopping $25,000 in rent alone.
Speculation is running rampant, with fans divided between those who believe Meek Mill's claims and those who are doubtful. The uncertainty surrounding Diddy's silence only adds to the mystery. As more theories surface, the public remains torn, unsure of where the truth truly lies. The tension continues to rise, leaving everyone in suspense.
We do this for our family, our sons, whatever they taught us in the streets. We grew up looking up to. I looked up to like, but y'all was on TV. I was so far gone. We grew up looking up to niggas on the corner that was on the corner for 25 years, and then I got in the game, and I got a chance to brush shoulders with the set family legacy. You ready?
You ready? You ready?
Next up, for real. I see you with your pop. A nigga rich getting money. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I got a son now. I ain't had no pop. I got a son now, so I'm trying to do it like that. Where I'm in somewhere in the middle of California. I got a house. My son got a house. My son getting money. I'm getting money. That's what we doing it for. Me and our whole family. Shout out to the Combs family, for real. Yeah, no, hell yeah. Puff took the sacrifice. Now it's on. Now it's y'all turn.
They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mill.
Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime 2 rappers or 2 people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, my man, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that. To see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood, whereas that he's dressing like, he dressing the same, he dressing like Diddy, hugged up with Diddy, 2 men dressing like, it's just like 2 men laying down. When they both get up.
Whenever history's being made, you guys know I like to talk about it. And these 2 made history by being the first 2 males in the hip-hop industry to openly have each other. You know, some court docs leaked. Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he engaged in, of course, with rapper 5, redacted. 5 being he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Well, that's too narrow. You know, this is one of the biggest moments in hip-hop history that we gotta celebrate because it's 2024. And it explains these videos very well because the voice you hear is Sean Diddy Combs himself.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no.
I mean, just look at how he looks at this man when he performs. This is some true love I didn't know about.
My man, you go to a party, dog, and the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mill's up out the water or anything like that. It was said that they checked his Google search and all the other and he was searching for some online gay and all that like that.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy.
Diddy's silence has become a focal point of the conversation, sparking endless theories and speculation. Fans are questioning why he hasn't addressed the situation, leaving them to wonder if there's something he's actively trying to hide. His absence has created a void that many are eager to fill, amplifying the intrigue around his involvement.
Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Meek Mills denies Diddy threw him a birthday party. Denies it. He said always somebody that's not black coming through and trying to tear down the black man. It's all lies. All these Diddy allegations are lies. He's never seen a freak off. Never. When the property manager came back, he responded. He said, Diddy specifically ordered him to change the locks to the interior bedrooms. It was 2 of those. The keys were specifically given to Diddy by request. You know what I mean? It was a $25,000 rental. By request, he had to change them locks and give them to Diddy. So he say Diddy didn't throw him a party. That's another lie. Meek, bro, it's gonna be hard to wiggle out of this one. You know what I mean? Very hard to wiggle out. He trying to do the Ray J. That's what we gonna call it now. Meek Squilly trying to do the Ray J. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. It's not believable. Or tell him, Meek, no Diddy gang. Tell
came out, but about a week or 2 ago, we started to see a shift in Meek Mill's public perception of everything. Right where he had been defending Diddy before, all of a sudden we seen him in this video talking about no Diddy gang.
So what's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this real life.
Real life.
You know, gang Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
So he clearly was trying to disassociate himself with anything that's got to do with Diddy, right? He wants to clear up his name a little bit.
So Meek Mill is denying that he is the rapper that is included in P. Diddy's newest lawsuit right now, all right? So if you guys can see at the very top, Meek Mill went on to X and he had a lot to say about the situation, and he was super mad at academics for actually getting online and reading the court paperwork, all right? But this court paperwork is super duper juicy, all right? We got people in it that I ain't even like, yeah. So look, let's jump straight into this paperwork and see what Meek talking about. I want to start at line 71, me personally, because this is where I feel like it's juicy. So at line 71, it does say, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in with rapper Redacted, R&B singer Redacted, and Stevie J, all right? So you see at the very end where it says rapper and it has 5 at the top. You go down to the bottom, you can see at the bottom it has 5 and it keeps going forward to explain. So it says on 5, he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj.
Guys, it's funny how Meek Mill done popped his head out and said he's putting forth all this money to see how his name got involved in all this stuff. Freak Mill, you know how your name got involved in this. The security made the tape of the morning when you and Diddy was going at it in the bedroom and he put the phone to the door. See that heavy Philly accent, that ooh, daddy, ooh, that's what got you caught, bro. And then, man, we don't dress like other men. If a grown man, if I go to a party and it's a grown man just like me, man, I'm leaving or changing my clothes. But hey, Freak Mill, you know, you could put all the money out there in the world, but you not only was getting used at Diddy parties, but you was getting used at the Dwayne residence by Robert Kraft and all them, the owner of the Patriots. That's why they gave you a Super Bowl ring, Brody, and released you. So, man, you be getting passed around like a from day one, but you say that you street.
I think Meek Mill now is out looking for help. Okay? Meek Mill seemingly asked for help, okay, from PR. people amid being attached to Diddy News despite previously bragging about not hiring PR. Meek Mill says, just to think about it, you are waking up to a bunch of non-black owned publications posting major lies about me. Where are all the PR people go that was around me? Everybody see what's going on. I'm not going to be quiet. It's war on the black men. I think this is why I never hired a personal PR person. The times of the manipulators coming to an end in 2024, from computers to the Great Awakening. Okay.
Meek Mill tweets recently that he wants to hire an investigation team and pay him $100K to find out every specific detail involving him and the Diddy case.
That sounds strange. That sounds strange. Because you as a man, if you know you ain't do nothing and you ain't got no problem with nothing and you sure with yourself, you don't give nobody else say. Why you gotta hire somebody that you want to make sure or prove to somebody else that you and Diddy didn't have a relationship when you know within yourself you didn't have a relationship with him? Tell him, give me that 100,000. I'll tell everybody, Meek Mills ain't do with Diddy. And make sure everybody know that. Don't make no sense as a man. They talked about Jesus Christ. What are you worrying about what they say about him?
Do you think maybe he just wants to know what the feds know about him?
The feds gonna let them know anyway. When Diddy gets discovery, if he lets this go to the point whereas that whatever the feds is charging him with, they have to give discovery. Now, they don't have to give and show everybody what's on those tapes. You understand what I'm saying? And those tapes could be locked up and sealed away for a very long time. But whatever they charge with, they're going to give the defense team the discovery. And if it's seen that somebody is there doing something that appears to be illegal, and he's a part of that, it'll be in the discovery.
From what I understand, the feds are real tricky. It's not like the state where they let you know everything ahead of time. Like, a lot of this stuff you might not even know up until right before the trial starts.
They can't produce it still, bro. If in fact he's being charged with something, that's where you have your good lawyers tell the judge, nah, Your Honor, we didn't get that. You can't bring that in court like that. That's what you have good lawyers for.
One of the things that I think was, you know, I kind of just didn't understand it, but they're saying that Diddy is facing asset forfeiture. The government wants to seize the properties tied to racketeering, trafficking, and charges.
That's a good way of saying that what a black man has earned all these years for doing music, we want to take it away because he didn't get this from doing music, which is a lie. He got those things for doing music, selling alcohol, doing whatever he was doing. So now they want to put a crime on it and try to seize his property and seize his things that he has earned, which has nothing to do with what they're trying to charge him with.
Yeah, it's literally nothing to do with what he's being charged with, which is what I thought was kind of crazy, but I mean, I guess because it's a RICO.
Meek Mill's claims have ignited a fiery debate, with opinions on both sides growing more polarized. Supporters argue that Meek's allegations are credible and backed by evidence, while skeptics demand more substantial proof before they accept them as truth. This divide has only deepened the confusion, leaving the public divided and uncertain.
Mila alleges that she heard Cassie being physically abused and was a witness to the aftermath of the alleged attack. She joins me now. Mila, thank you so much for being here. This has been, for so many people, illuminating, infuriating, troubling, devastating. You can go down the list of things, but it's so difficult to speak about.
I know.
Being a witness of anything. Tell me how you must be feeling just knowing that this has even come to light.
Well, I have kept this secret for like 14 years. I mean, the first time I experienced it was 2010. And I was in the hotel room when Puff came in, and I had no idea Cassie left. And when I woke up, I just saw his presence come into the room. They went into the bedroom and shut the door, and all I could hear is screaming and yelling and whatever was going on in there, I don't know. But all I could think of was to grab Cassie's things and start packing it up and just getting her out to safety and bringing her to my house. So that's kind of like what transpired from that night. And once she came out of the room, she was badly, beaten.
Oh my God. What did her physical appearance look like?
I mean, it was knots on her head, black eye, busted lip, but a lot of knots all over her head.
Did she go to the police at that point or anything?
No, we didn't know what to do at that point because, Puffy is a very powerful person and we were quite terrified. So I just, brought her to my house, and my friend, who is a doctor, I called her, and thank God she was in town because we didn't know what to do. And she treated her for, just to make sure she didn't have a concussion or anything like that. But it was really it was painful to see Cassie like that because she's such a beautiful human being, and for a man to just hurt any sort of woman or child or animal, it doesn't matter. But Cass is a good friend of mine, and I just felt, so I just didn't know what to do. I felt like I don't even know how to describe how I felt that night.
Did she describe how she was feeling about having that happen? Did you get a sense that this was the first time?
It didn't feel like it. Because it wasn't, it was almost like, I feel like she might have been embarrassed that happened.
That you're talking about even predates what we saw in this horrific video from a hotel floor. When that video came out, what did it feel like knowing that had now been public?
No, I was devastated when I saw that video because it was like I witnessed what could have happened in that room and more, So that was a hallway incident. Who knows what happened, in that room when I was outside of there. And I was devastated. Actually, I've been devastated since the court cases came out and how, he mistreated Cassie.
He has settled the suit involving her specifically, but there are others, and there are sources that are telling CNN that the majority of the people currently suing Diddy are actually speaking to federal investigators, which indicates the Justice Department might be moving close to an indictment. So do you think that Cassie would testify against him if federal investigators asked her to or compelled her to?
I'm really not sure. Like I said, I can't speak for Cass, but I hope she does. I hope she does because she's the only one that would know all the information that's gone on over the years. So,
Mila, why do you think? I mean, we've heard certainly, a lot of people in the industry condemn Diddy for what they saw on that video, but it hasn't been a universal outcry within the industry specifically. Why do you think that is?
Because it's a very small industry and that we all know each other. And I feel like people are afraid to speak up.
about it. And the only reason why I am is because I'm a friend of Cass's and I really care about her very much so. And I'm outraged and very, very like heartbroken about like how he's been treating her. It just, it breaks my heart. And I just can't imagine like a man treating a woman that way. And not just a woman, but a friend of mine that I've known since she was a teenager. So, you know, I've known Cassie before all of this. So it disgusts me.
I can only imagine of all the women that you have worked with and people who are eager to be in the industry, what they are exposed to, how they could be exploited and abused in a variety of ways. And that's why the idea that not hearing so many more people speak up is very frustrating and hurtful for so many people.
It is frustrating and hurtful, even
Yeah.
for me, because I watch, I know what goes on behind the scenes, and I just can't imagine why nobody's speaking up. I mean, everyone's just hush hush and quiet. I don't know, maybe they're scared. I mean, we've all been scared, so, you know.
I hope this is a turning point, Mila
I
Morales.
think so.
I really hope it is. Thank you so much for joining me
I hope
tonight.
so.
Diddy's past is now being scrutinized like never before, with old rumors and incidents being revisited. Fans are combing through interviews, social media posts, and public appearances, hoping to uncover clues that might add context to the current drama. The scrutiny surrounding his actions has intensified, as doubts over his character continue to mount.
The media. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York declined to comment on whether the office is pursuing this case. So what happens next?
Well, who knows what's going to happen with that? I mean, we don't know if the feds are going to be looking into this. They may well be at this point. I think that there are people further looking into Diddy. I think there might be a superseding indictment coming and probably looking into the people that he's associated with himself. But this also may well be beyond the statute of limitations. So it really just depends. I mean, as it stands right now, I can't imagine that there's enough evidence to necessarily bring something, because somebody's accuser saying something happened 24 years ago without more evidence is probably not going to be enough. But then again, we don't know what evidence she has. So it really remains to be seen if this is actually going to be passed on to the criminal authorities or if they're working on it at this point.
All right, so jury deliberations in the Daniel Penny case are set to resume today after the judge dismissed Penny's second-degree manslaughter charge, which carried a 15-year prison sentence. A jury is now being asked to consider a charge of criminally negligent homicide, which carries a 4-year prison sentence. Tell us what criminally negligent homicide is, and should Daniel Penny be worried about being found guilty of it?
Well, criminally negligent homicide is that he did not act as a reasonable person should have under the circumstances. And this is just very troubling, because I was looking at the verdict form, and the verdict form actually says for count 1, which is the manslaughter, if you find him not guilty, then you move on to count 2, which is the criminally negligent homicide. That didn't happen here. There was no finding of guilt of guilt or any acquittal. It was just they were deadlocked. They sent a note. They said, we can't come to a conclusion. The judge made them go back and keep deliberating. And then, treating it almost like an a la carte menu, the state decided to say, all right, well, we'll just dismiss that count. We'll proceed on the second count. Well, that's not what the jury verdict says. That's not how they were charged. It's very, very inappropriate what happened here. His attorneys were outraged. They have every right to be. This is unfortunate. Whether he should be worried or not, I'm a little bit concerned that there wasn't just an acquittal or not guilty. So there are obviously holdouts on the jury that believe that his conduct, at least for the manslaughter count, had risen to the level of recklessness, which would assume that it rises to the level of negligence. So I don't know. I mean, I think that there is a chance that he could be, but I also think it's equally, probably more so, that it's, again, a hung jury.
We will be watching it all. Lexi, thank you so much for
Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager. And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was, that the statement is something you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Mm-hmm. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're going to find out, like how I'll handle this. Mm-hmm. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like your publicist wouldn't say those
right. This is on your.
Put that out.
Yeah, this is on.
50?
Yeah, it says, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because, look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of culture. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Right.
Look,
because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre a little.
Right.
And then maybe I stay out of trouble.
Nah.
But Jay-Z has always managed to maintain control of the narrative. He's learned to rise above the noise. So, when 50 Cent came after him with these explosive claims, Jay-Z knew the best response was to continue doing what he does best. Focus on his empire and ignore the distractions.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs